Instagram wants to be difficult today. All right, let's try this again.
And we're back. Sorry about that. I do not know what happened. Hopefully, we can get our guest back. Here she is again. All right. Mm-mm-mm. Hello, 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 everyone. Trying to get our guest on, but something's going on with IG. Not today. Oh boy. Let me see. Accept. Yeah, I do not know what's going on. I'm trying to get our guest on. Hmm.
Hey,
Hey, how are
good.
you?
There you go. I'm like, what is happening with IG
I don't
today?
know, but it's
And
going to happen,
right. I'm like, what is the devil is a liar?
right, girl? Yes,
There you go. Much better. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Excited for tonight.
That's
I'm
great.
always down for some candid conversation.
I,
Huh.
I I know. I see. Well, I guess
Let's
I'll do the
do
official welcome. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Next Online with Woodley. Today's lovely guest is Dr. Sylvie Saintus. um, Thank you again for accepting my invitation. I
You're
know you are a
welcome.
busy woman. I always say this for those who do not know you. Just briefly tell us about yourself.
You know what? My coach is gonna be so mad because we go
Oh,
over this all the time. Well,
okay.
guys, it's like hard to talk about yourself, and I'm
Yeah.
still working through that. So,
Okay.
but my name is I'm practicing Dr. Sylvie Saintus. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I'm a therapist, coach, and a consultant. I am a mom of four beautiful children. Well, single mom now of four beautiful children. Um, I have a coaching and counseling business, Elevate Coaching and Counseling. I run it with my partner, Dr. Fenor. I'm not sure if you guys know him, Professor Fenor. Um, yeah, what more do you want to know? My mission in life is to help people grow and thrive. Whatever that looks like for you, that is literally my mission in life. And God has so graciously gifted me with the ability to like see in others what they don't see and pull out some things out of them to like, walk in your purpose, walk in your calling to like, activate those things in you. So yes, that's me, guys.
Yes, that's awesome. I guess towards the end, you gotta let us know how to book you or hire you to speak
Sure.
or for your services, right?
Okay, I'm here for it. Jerry said, me,
Jerry.
me, me. Hey, bro.
Okay, we're gonna go right into this
Okay.
conversation. So on January 3rd, to be exact, you posted a reel on social media. It was of you and your kids. And like as I watched it, I was like, wait a minute, someone's missing. So then I thought about it, like, wait a minute, it could be just like a mommy and me shoot. So I like began to read the caption, and the four words stood out to me: single mom of four. And then I was like, wait, hold up, I missed something. So like, what was going through your mind as you were preparing to like post this, and like, why did you feel it was necessary to share this announcement? Well,
Oh,
I thought it was
girl.
something like an announcement. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real.
Okay.
It was. It was. But I'll get into that. Like, what was going through my mind? That's like kind of loaded. It was a lot,
Okay.
right? There's so much that I can say about that. What was going through my mind. The main thing was like honestly a lot of nervousness. So
Mm.
those who were like, like around, and I was like, I'm gonna announce it. And
Okay.
I'm gonna announce it on my birthday. And it's a new beginning. And this is
Mm.
what's happening. And I'm super nervous. Like, I don't want to. I'm Haitian.
Mm.
Like, you already know the stigma of divorce in our
Yes.
community and how that goes.
Yes.
I'm a Christian. You get,
Yes.
need I say more about that? And at the same time, I'm a leader in my community, right?
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me is that I advocate for marriage.
Mm.
And like I have a lot of couples who are like my clients, right, in therapy. So part of me felt like, how dare you like advocate for marriage? How dare you help other people in their marriage and yours failed? You get what I'm saying? You're a leader, you're, talking to other people, empowering them, and then look at you, you felt at this really big thing. So for me,
Mm.
it was like a lot of nervousness, a lot of fear to even like put it out there.
Okay.
So that was like really the main thing. I almost like didn't the photo shoot literally happened the night before. So like Lauren Allen's wife, Lauren Jean,
Okay.
uh I had hit her up and I was like, this I want to do this. I want to
Mm.
do a photo shoot with kids. It's been a while. You know what? This is my vision, but I don't really want to like do a vision. But
Yeah.
she was like, no,
Mm.
you're gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? And then a lot happened that day, even for the photo shoot. I almost canceled, and I was like, we're just not, gonna do it. And I was like, no, if you push through and persevere with everything else, you're gonna do it with this too. And if all of this is happening, like all of this pushback, I
Mm.
even think spiritually, like pushback, then you're meant to like there's something that you're meant to say
Okay.
here, and set yourself and the people free. Why did I share it? Quite frankly, because it's true. Like
Okay.
I'm like at the time I'm like I'm divorced. You get what I'm saying? So, and I'm gonna walk in my truth. Number one.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, if I'm gonna keep it 100, like 1,000% real with you, at that point, I was like, I'm ready to date. So what I'm not gonna do is be out here in these streets, and our community is super small. So I don't want somebody to see me on a date and be like, hold up now. Last I remember, she's married.
Mm-hmm.
So this is messy. Like, what is this? And I felt like it's messier to spread the rumor that this married woman is out on a date than to
Mm-hmm.
walk in my truth that no, this once married woman is now divorced.
Okay.
So I was just like, yeah, I'm putting it out there. I'm single and ready to mingle, guys.
All right. You
But
were
no, seriously.
ready.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, I'm
Well,
ready.
wait.
At the time I was like, I'm ready.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that though.
Wait a minute. So how long were you divorced when you did the post?
Okay.
Okay.
So when I did the post,
Mm-hmm.
that was like 20 days shy from being a year post divorce. So I
Wow.
got divorced last January of
Wow.
2023.
Okay.
Um, Technically separated, but cohabitating and co-parenting since 2020. Officially separated, that's a different story, in 2022, May of 2022.
Okay.
And then I ended up filing officially like fall of 22, and then, January of last year was officially over.
Sorry. Really
Yeah, I don't
missed
know. I
that.
don't know what to say. I mean,
Okay.
this is the best
Um,
way I could put it.
it's okay. You're being honest. You're being real, which
Yeah,
I appreciate.
yeah.
Um, so when did you know your marriage was over? Like, what happened that led to that? If you're okay to share this, if
You
you're not, it's okay.
we in the spirit of sharing, right? So let me put this down a little
Okay.
bit. Um, at the end of the day is my story. So I just want to put that caveat out there.
Okay.
Nobody's bitter. Nobody's like bashing. And that's one thing I will not do is bash anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But what I won't also do is not share my story. I'm not gonna walk in my truth. And
Okay.
anyone that knows me knows Sylvie's gonna keep it real. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
one thing I would say.
Oh, did we lose her? She's frozen. Mm. Mm. Okay, looks like the connection's not great. Hmm. Okay, looks like we lost her. Gonna try to get her back on. Looks like we lost Sylvie. Hopefully she'll be able to reconnect. Mm-mm-mm. Um, Welcome to those who are just joining. Looks like we lost Dr. Sylvie. Trying to get her back on. Hopefully she'll be able to connect this shortly. Looks like someone doesn't want us to have this conversation. Hmm. All right, let's see where she's at. Hmm. Think she's back on? Mm-mm. Hopefully she'll be able to get back on. As she is up. There we
Yo,
go.
literally, Instagram just kicked me out my own account. That has never happened before. The devil is a liar. I'm not beat. I'm not beat. Now I'm gonna be really honest now. Now I'm gonna be really
Oh my
honest now.
gosh.
No, I've never been kicked out my own account. It literally kicked me out. I couldn't even like log back in. I had to do like a whole code and everything. That has never happened before.
Really?
Mm-mm. You know I'm a
Hmm.
conspiracy
Okay.
theorist, so I don't play that. That is fishy.
Yeah, it is.
Um.
Yeah.
So what was your last question? What did you ask
I
me?
don't know.
You said what led
I
to
guess
it? That
yeah,
how
like
did it?
how long, not, well, you kind of shared how long you guys were married before the divorce because you talked about the separation, but when did you know it was over?
Okay. So remember, I said that we unofficially were separated.
She's frozen again. This is crazy. Mm, this is ridiculous. Wow. All right. Yeah, this is, I don't know what's going on. Girl, what is going on?
Why say your life ended?
Really?
That's crazy. That is yo, that is crazy. Oh, we gonna ride this thing out. Now I am
We
determined.
are.
I don't like stuff
Yes.
like this. I
This
am
is really
determined.
weird.
Oh
Really
my God. So,
weird.
like I said, we officially separated May of 2022.
Okay.
And that's when I officially knew that like it was time for divorce. Now,
Okay.
we got married in 2010. So in 2022 that made it 12 years essentially, right?
Wow.
Um 10 out of the 12 years were not great at all.
Oh, okay.
I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I can say like after 2 years, there was probably not one year that was good. Not one. Maybe a month here and there.
Okay.
But I can't say there was like a year, like a solid year that was good. As a matter of fact, there was one year where no lie, no like exaggeration, we didn't talk at all. This is after
Oh.
the birth of my second child. Yeah. So it was like
Mm,
that serious. But throughout that, I was just like, you know what? No one gets married to get divorced.
mm,
Maybe like there will be some changes, maybe this, maybe that. Like,
mhm.
and I never wanted to throw out that D word because I was like, once you put it out there, it's out there.
Yes.
But I did, make it abundantly clear, like, listen, when a woman, like, don't let me get to a point where I'm like, done.
Mm,
I don't know about anybody else, but once I'm there, like that's it for me. Like I'm there. I can't, so I kept saying it every year, like, listen, more and more like my patience and my tolerance is dwindling. Don't let me
okay.
get to a point where I'm just like, I'm done. And even though 2020 we like separated, part of me, like in my heart, I was like, there might be some change, he might make a 180. There's always that like hope, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Because no one gets married to get divorced.
okay.
And at the same time, I kind of felt like, yo, if I give up, am I denying the restorative power of God? If I give up,
Mm,
am I denying his redemption power, right? Like, am I saying that the marriage can't be redeemed? Am I saying that he can't be redeemed? And like, you get what I'm saying?
yes.
So for me, it was like, I'm definitely not giving up because if I do, then in my brain, that's how I translated it, that's what would happen. Like, that's what it would mean for me. But then you grow up and learn that at the end of the day, we all have free will.
Yes.
You like God he's there, he's knocking at your heart, and it's up to
Hmm.
you to like allow him in, and everyone is going to do what they're going to do. And it's like what Medea said, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. Like just, you gotta believe that,
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? So what happened in 22 that made it like really official for me, where I was just like, yeah, no, this is just not gonna work,
Hmm.
is without saying too much, um, I'm not gonna say that I could work with cheating and stuff like that, right? I'm not gonna say
Hmm.
that I can tolerate it. What I can say is that I can forgive it. If you repent, don't do it again and move on.
Hmm.
What I can't do and what shifted things for me in 22 was there's one thing for you to do you and then me forgive you and then we work on our marriage and move on. It's another thing when I realize your heart is not even in this home, it's in another home. I can't work with that.
Hmm.
What am I gonna do? Like, because then things start adding up. It's like, okay, now this math makes sense. It makes sense, like why things have been the way it's been for the last decade, and stuff like that. Like these things now make sense because
Okay.
your heart's not here; it's somewhere
Mm,
else. I can't work with. I mean, what am I actually supposed to do with that? Know what I'm saying? So it's
yeah.
kind of like literally like what I do, and I think I'm not going to speak for men because I'm not a man, but I'm like, I think, men need to realize like you can't treat two women the same. You can't, like, it's either your heart's going to be here and it's going to be, or it's going to be there. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So it gets to a point where it's like, okay, I understand why the character shifted and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? So
Okay.
that's when I knew, like, oh, I can't. Like, I mean, there's nothing for me to do here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you actually made the decision for us.
Hmm.
We made a covenant. You broke it. Get it again. And then here we are. You know what I'm saying? Look, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, and anyone who's like been around me, I've never portrayed like, oh my god, I have the best marriage and the this and the that. I've not even on social media, like you'll barely see pictures like of my family and stuff like that. And the one time that I actually did post a picture in 2010 2020, around our anniversary, is when we had like a conversation like, we're gonna like make this work. And I was like, okay. Remember I said not great years but great months, well, good months. I was like, okay, it's a great month. Let's go, maybe some change. And then it hit the fan, and it's like, great, I just posted this thing, and it's like right after things shifted. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, but anyone that knows me that has been around knows like I never like sugarcoated that. Like, reading between the lines, like I'd be in church. Oh, how is your family? Oh, Ariel, the kids are great. Oh, okay. And how is your husband? I don't know. Ask him. No, but I'm not laughing. I'm so
Oh
serious.
my
I have
gosh.
no idea. You
Wow.
probably have more luck finding that out than me. That's just keeping it real. But
Wow.
just to show how real I've been, like anyone at Shiloh can tell you that I was not sitting here sugarcoating anything. You get what I'm saying? So I never portrayed like it was perfect, but at the same time, you try to work at it. You try to be the best wife. You try to do all the things, go through like the spiritual malpractice. Be the fasting wife. You got to pray. You got to this. You got to that. I can literally starve myself to death. We all have free will. Someone doesn't want to change or they want to do them. That's what they're going to do. And,
That's
you just
true.
get to a point where you realize that that's what it is. And you just make a decision and move forward. Is it easy? No. I think that was the biggest thing for me. It wasn't easy because of the children. Because one thing I will say, very active with the kids.
That's good.
I will never take that away from him. You know what I'm saying? Very active with the kids. So it makes it hard. Like like you don't want to like you feel like you're breaking up the home, especially because society puts the onus on the woman, especially if we file, like we're the ones and I've gotten that, oh, you're breaking up the family. It's like, but it's been broke. It's, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, I just want the kids to, know what it looks like, what healthy relationships look like.
That's great.
I want them to like, I don't want them to see toxicity. I'd rather them see this and healthy co-parenting relationships than to be in a house full of toxicity. That's not healthy for them. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, I keep it real with them too, so they know. Because some of the youth that I work with
Okay.
that are going through that, a lot of times I find that their moms don't say nothing to protect their relationship with the dad, but then the moms get villainized. And then later on, these kids get mad like, yo, you didn't tell me what really happened. I'm over here buddy buddy and attacking you. And this wasn't even, I wasn't going to do that. And at the same time, I have like older adults who will, like I had one a couple of years ago that came to therapy and her whole world was shattered because she found out when she was younger the parents were actually divorced. Now she's questioning her whole life
Oh.
because she's questioning, I was not going to do that. Because she's questioning her childhood now. I wasn't going to do that. The Bible says the truth will set you free. The
Yes.
kids will be free. They will be fine. We're going to live in honesty and truth, and that's what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
They deserve to see what it looks like for mommy to be in a healthy relationship and to mommy to be loved. I have 3 girls, so we definitely wasn't going to play that game. You know what I'm
I
saying?
know that.
So,
That's right. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
How long were you guys just dating before you got married? Like, were you guys the same church? You guys grew up together?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm. Yeah, we didn't grow up together. We weren't in the same church, but he found me in church. I will say that. And we were dating 4 years before we got married.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. 4 years. So I got married when I was, oh, 24.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Me
there
too.
was a generation of us that got
Yes.
married around the
Yes.
same time, like a bunch of us. Yeah, I was 24 when I
Yes.
got married. So it's like, I mean, when you think about it in terms of today, that's pretty young. I mean,
Yes.
24 back for our day is like
It wasn't.
30 now or
Yeah.
whatever, but now, 24 is pretty young. But yeah, that's when I got married, girl.
At the time, was pre-counseling a thing at your church? Like premarital counseling, I should
It,
say.
oh girl, listen, it was a thing. It was a thing. Without
Was it
like,
actually?
I will say this,
Okay.
I came from a church and then I ended up going to Shiloh. Shiloh's premarital counseling program, from what I remember and what I saw,
Okay.
it was on point. I wish I had that because they went through some
Mm.
questions, finances, this and that, you know. Where I came from, it was kind of like being taught that. And like, you know, this is what it looks like, you know, misogyny and all that's great stuff, you know. Well, we
Mm-hmm.
were preached growing up in a Haitian church. You can't say no to sex. You got to this, you got to that. A lot of us being preached that, and at least
Okay.
for me, not really hearing, okay, what about the men? How are they supposed to treat their wives and families and stuff like that? So it's kind of like that, our counseling. So, I mean, great. Mm,
Well, I
but
did
that's,
counseling at my then husband's church, so I didn't know. I left Shiloh like a year before I got married.
mm-hmm.
So I don't know what the counseling looked like there. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I saw their packet because I asked, I was like, can I see what your stuff look like? And I saw it and I was like, this is pretty extensive. Cool. I kind of, you know what though?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like had we gone through that like level of extensive counseling,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it would have been as bad. I think at the very least, things would have come up in counseling
Okay.
that, you know, wouldn't have come up in marriage and you have to figure it out and things like that. So, guys, at this point, don't even do premarital counseling. Do pre-engagement counseling. You know, before
Mm-hmm.
you propose to a girl, see if that's the girl you want to really, really propose to before you say yes. Let's figure some things out.
So what does pre-engagement counseling look
Um,
like since you
like
are a
if
therapist?
you're like in a relationship with
Okay.
somebody and you're like at the point where you want to like court and you're talking about marriage and go see a counselor.
Okay.
Go see like, you know, even like you would like couples counseling. Just
Mm-hmm.
go do that and figure stuff out before you even propose, because you're making an engagement to get married. But before I make this engagement to get married, let's see if you're the person I'm even supposed to be married. Let's figure some stuff out before, because you know what, when you're doing engagement or pre-engagement or engagement counseling, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times you're doing that at the same time you're prepping for a wedding. So is your focus really on, like, if something really comes up that is kind of like holds up several red flags, are you really going to get your deposit back? You're going to
Mm-hmm.
probably go through with it. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I said, even before you get engaged, do some counseling and make sure you iron some stuff out before you make the engagement to get married. Before you make that deposit and you find out stuff in engagement or premarital counseling, and you're like, hold up now, do I really want to? I'm gonna lose this deposit. Or okay, let's just try to work it out so we can you know what I'm saying, get married. Let's just no. And I've seen that happen too before. So
Where they went through with the
oh
wedding,
yeah.
even though there were red flags.
Yeah,
Are those
yeah.
people still together?
You know, I don't be stalking people. Yeah, but yeah, I'm pretty sure some things have come. There's no way. If you
Okay.
don't hash things out, if you
Mm-hmm.
don't like figure those things out, they're gonna come up in marriage. What you're saying when you say I do is I accept you for who you are at this very moment right now. So if
Mm-hmm.
they was doing some funky stuff before you said I do, guess what? When you get married, the funky stuff is gonna be exacerbated. Cause you done said I do, so now I could just be me. Cause where are you going? Where you going? You said I do already. You said I do to who I am right now.
That's true.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure, you know.
So
Unfortunately, but
okay. So did you see red flags before the wedding? Sorry.
I did.
Okay.
You know what? Yes, I did,
Mm.
but they weren't like, oh yeah, nah.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm not. I think they were like, for a 24-year-old, they were just like, I don't know, 24-year-old red flags. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I grew up in a home with just my mom and my brother, right? And my brother
Mm.
has Down syndrome, so it was like just me and my mom.
Okay.
So I didn't really see a man communicate like that. And like Haitian men, do they really like communicate their feelings like that? If anything, that was like the biggest red flag, like that I know now. But back then it was like, okay, you know,
Mm.
Haitian men don't communicate their feelings as they get comfortable and warmer. At one point or another, they'll probably, you know, and then probably not. But then you don't
Yeah.
realize how much like those little things really impact a whole relationship. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if there was one, that was the biggest one for me. And then just
The
certain
communication.
traumas that wasn't dealt with. Just the like not really
Mm.
communicating feelings and stuff like that, and not dealing with certain traumas that end
Yeah,
up like literally showing up, throughout. So but I was
that makes sense.
24. I mean, it's not an excuse, but it is. Like,
Everyone was getting married at 24, 23, 24. I feel like I was always going to a wedding
right.
during that
We had
time.
a lot of
Yes.
weddings back then.
Yes.
Yes.
It was
Our
always
generation,
a
we were
wedding.
so quick. Like, what happened? But back then, there was this pressure like, okay, you finish school, you
Yeah.
dating.
What's
Like, that
yep.
pressure was real.
Yes.
You know what I'm
That's
saying? So it's like,
true.
okay. All right, okay, I'll go get married. Actually, we were supposed to push it back a few
Okay.
months, and my mom was like, "Yeah, no, because then you're just not gonna end up marrying." It's like, no, we're just pushing it just to prepare more.
Hmm.
I guess she had a fear, like, maybe she knows I'm a runner, I'm a track star. I don't know. She was just like, yeah, probably not gonna end up getting married. So we ended up leaving it for when it was. But perhaps if we did just that,
Hmm.
who knows what would happen in between. But yeah. Next time I'm gonna just do me. I'm not gonna listen to anybody. But the
Oh
Lord.
yes. Next time.
Yeah. Girl, I'm a wife.
Yes.
Listen, my status didn't change.
Oh.
It's just a character. Same script, not the same script. Different
No.
cast.
Different cast.
Different cast. I am
Yes.
still he that finds a wife. I'm still hello somebody. I'm still a wife. Oh girl. Now am I ready?
Said
But
period. Yes.
period. Okay, I'm still a wife. He that finds a wife obtaineth favor from the Lord. And I know I am like an ocean full of favor. Like anyone that
Mm.
partners with me, bro, like you see, like gold.
Multiply.
Mm-mm. Never again will I allow anyone to make me feel like I'm beneath anyone or anything, or like I'm not valuable. Absolutely not. I
Is
am a period. I'm a ocean full of favor. Still a wife.
is that what he made you feel like?
The actions,
Got
because
it.
no one can make you feel like anything, right?
Hmm.
Maybe some insecurities in me and things like that, but
Okay.
the actions, certain words that were said, like,
Mm.
oh, you be doing too much, stuff like that. Yeah, made me feel like, okay, well, let me like go like this. Let me shrink a little bit. I'm maybe too bossy. Maybe I'm this, maybe I'm
But
that.
you are a boss.
But I am. That doesn't, and I own it now. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? But
Mm.
like my post said, bad relationships will like, kick
Yes.
you off course, like of purpose and things like that. Like when I think back on like some of the things that God wanted me to do, I'm like, bruh, I ain't doing
Mm.
a lot of them. Because it's like, okay, you have the role of a wife, the role of
Okay.
a mother, the role of a community leader. You're in church. I'm a daughter. My mom's like just my mom. She's getting older. I have to do. She's pretty independent to do a lot
Mm.
for her, right? I'm a sister. Like it's like a lot of different roles. But I think the biggest conflicting roles for me was the wife and God's daughter part. You get what I'm saying? Because it would get to a point where I'd be active in, I mean, you met me in ministry, right? That was
Sure
never going to
did.
stop. We had
Yeah.
extensive conversations about like what
Mm.
ministry as a couple and family would look like. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like pretty extensive conversations. So I'm engaging in ministry, but then this is when we want to have a talk. But
Mm.
I can't have a talk. I have to go do ministry things. It's on the calendar. It's the same every year. But then it's like, oh, now you never have time to talk. It's
Mm.
your absent mom, the this and the that. And it's like, but it's the same thing on the calendar. Like, it hasn't shifted.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why is it like now we want to have conversations and we've been here all week and nothing? Like, you get what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like, let's keep it real. So it got to a point where I was like, you know what? I can't do both. I can't
Mm.
do both. So it's gonna either be I'm like a great wife or I'm gonna be a great minister. I can't do both because obviously there's a conflict here. Um,
Okay.
but now I know I will never choose a man over God again.
Mm.
He got us to be submitted to God. so I could do syllabus
Amen.
to him. You know what I'm saying? Like this is just how it works. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's
That's
alive
so
in
true.
itself.
Yes. Your next one?
Yeah, next one. That is alive in itself.
Yes.
But yeah,
So how were you able to persevere through all of this while pursuing your doctorate degree?
girl,
Because I'm curious, like, how?
let me tell you, I didn't even know I was persevering
Mm,
until last summer when I had to submit that draft to try to get it in time to graduate last September. I was supposed to like technically graduate last September, but
okay.
I didn't even how to girl. I didn't even realize I was persevering. I think what ended up this what I think was happening. I was talking to my therapist about this. I think school ended up serving as a coping mechanism or like a
Mm,
distraction. You know, it's kind of like because I'm a very action oriented high achiever. So whatever I'm gonna do is like, okay, we doing this. We gotta be perfect. It has to be a certain way. Obviously, my marriage wasn't doing the greatest.
mm,
You know, at the time, I kept hearing, oh, absent mom, mom this, you're not the greatest mom, and not just from him. You get what I'm saying? So, because I'm engaging other stuff, it's like, how do you merge being a ministry mom and all this stuff, right?
mm-hmm.
School was the one thing I was like, see, I could excel at this. This
Wow.
don't have nothing to do with the kids. It don't have nothing to do with my marriage. It don't have nothing to do with my mom. It don't have nothing to do with church. This is like kind of like another reality or whatever. And I can
Mm-hmm.
just engulf in it. Like I see that now. I can just engulf in it and do my thing and call it a day. So that's what it was. Um, I started in 2018. It's literally a 3-year program. So I was technically supposed to finish in 2021.
It's okay.
Girl.
Life.
And then
Mm-hmm.
with and at the time I was like working 60 hours a week as a care manager at the insurance company, picked up a part-time to get my clinical hours. Like it was just a lot. Had to take a
Okay.
semester off, had to retake some courses. My professors was like, yo, your papers are perfect, but because you're turning in everything so late, like my
Mm,
GPA was like a 3.2, and I'm not a 3.2 GPA type of person. Like it was just, that. So like people would be like, how did you do it all? I didn't. Because when I'm hyper focused on one thing, something's gonna fall
mm-hmm.
by the wayside. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's like, "Oh, you need like balance, balance." I mean, does balance really exist? Because
No.
I can't. Two things can't. I can't give 100% to two things.
No.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
harmony, I could rock with harmony though, because we all singing in the choir, and sometimes the soprano's gonna have to like shine for a little bit, come
Yes.
down, and the tenor's going, come on, tenors, let me hear you. All right, be quiet. All right, altos, let me see what you got.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes like, let me see what all of y'all got. Break the music. Let me see. You get what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
the harmony part, yeah. But
Mm-hmm.
doing it all part, I was literally not doing it all. So I feel like I was able to persevere because school served as a crutch in a way to escape what was going on in reality. But in 22, so this is what happened. I'm gonna give you the tea. So bought a house in 2017, and then
Together?
in 20
You guys brought it together, or is this? Oh, wait. Okay.
yeah, I found out some stuff in 2017. So
Okay.
but I bought a house in 2017, and then 2021 comes, and I'm just like, listen, I can't. This is a lot of bills, and I can't do this. Reading between the lines, I can't do this, and I can't do school. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? So I was just like, I'm selling the house. And the plan was to go move with my mom for a year, stack up some more, and then move down south and homeschool the children. That was the plan. So,
Okay.
yeah, 2021, I started like remodeling the house, doing all that stuff to put it on the market.
Mm-hmm.
We closed January of 22, moved in with my mom. Then May of 22 is when I found out all the decade worth of stuff that I didn't know before. And then it was like, and I was supposed to finish school that summer. So before May, I was talking to a friend of mine, and she was like, yo, you sold the house. this summer you're about to finish school. You're literally living in limbo. You've been living in limbo for the last decade. Up and down, relationship up and down, like your weight up and down, everything up and down. One day your skin is clear, the next day is not. One day you lost 20 pounds, the next day you gained 50. Like, girl, like
Mm.
you let yourself go and you have to get it together. But like you're literally living in limbo. So you gotta figure out like what the next steps are. I know what your plan is. You sold the house and did all that. But what is God like telling you to do?
Mhm.
Like you gotta get out of limbo. So in April, yo, memory triggered, bro. I'm gonna tell you this first, and then, okay. So in April,
Mhm.
spent the month out literally praying about it. I was like, all right, God, I'm about to finish school. Am I actually staying with him or not? That was my question. Like, what am I doing? Usually, when I pray and ask God for a dose of honesty, He literally just right on my lap. And
Mm.
that's why a lot of times, like I told her, I said, I've been avoiding praying about it for the last 4 years because I already know once he gives me the response, it is what it is. And I'm not ready for a certain type of response. So I'm going to stay. You know what I'm saying? But at this point, I was like, yeah, now we got to get out of limbo and figure out what the next steps are. So I was like, all right, God, what's up? Tell me what's up. Am I staying? Am I not? Am I moving away? Am I not? Like, still working on the moving away part. He ain't tell me nothing yet. But am I staying or not? Right.
Mhm.
And that was in April. And then May, that's when the bomb was dropped about all the
Mhm.
stuff for the last decade. But the
Mhm.
memory trigger is in 2015, when I first moved to my mom's house in South Jersey after I gave birth to my second child. um, I was down here, he was up there, right? Because he had to finish out schooling and stuff like that because he was
Okay.
a teacher. And it would we just it was there was like a disconnect. So I spent the month of April praying about everything. So then in May, I'm not one to go through sifting through nobody's laptop, tablets, or phones, but something, hey, go through it. And I did, and I found out some stuff. So that's when I first found out things in 2015. And
Okay.
then in 22, it was like, okay, the culmination of everything. And that's when
Mm.
I was like, yeah, we definitely like filing. So,
You filed.
yeah, if I didn't, I would still be married.
So he wanted to stay married while he was living, doing his own thing. Is that what you're saying?
Been doing it for a decade. I mean, like, I don't, like, like, I don't know.
Got it.
Let's just be honest. So
Hmm. Hmm.
that's the gripe I have when I see
Okay.
all of the like when I see like societies like, oh, the women's always filing and women are breaking up the families. So you'd rather me be broken and die than
Hmm.
make the decision to live and do better for the kids
For
and for like it doesn't make
yourself.
sense.
Yeah.
Right. Because if we don't, then we're gonna stay stuck and
Yes.
dying. And I'm not doing that. I mean, not
Yes.
anymore. I was
I
not anymore.
agree.
So yeah.
So after everything you've been through, how's your heart, Sylvie? Why?
um
Killing me.
well, I'm trying to have a pure heart. I'm trying to now hold up now, because I'm gonna keep it real. I'm trying to have a pure heart because if I would be 100% honest, we grown, right? Ain't no children. My kids ain't around. We grown.
Yes.
So part of me feels like being a city girl. And that's No, I'm serious. Part of me feels like just operating in my flesh
Hmm.
and being a city girl and breaking hearts and doing all the things and playing a lot of games. That's honestly how I feel.
Wow.
Like I want to do that's like my flesh, the flesh part.
Hmm.
But like the spirit part is like you a church girl. Stop playing. You're not even about that life. You are not for the streets. So don't even start. You know
Hmm.
how like they say that women have the what's that thing called? Like the wild stage after like a breakup, they just go crazy doing all
Yeah.
the stuff and
Hair too. Cut the
yeah,
hair.
yeah, and people just slinging stuff on them. Like I felt like that. I was like, God, will you give me a little bit of grace if I have my like wild girl era real quick? If mommy could be outside for just a little bit, will I have some grace? Can I just like get it out of me? No.
Hmm.
I'm just being honest. So, I'm trying to have a pure heart. But when it comes to like a broken heart,
Hmm.
I think that's gonna take a while. That's gonna take a while. Like I said, nobody gets married to get divorced. And you try. You really, really try. I got a lot of the, well, do this, do that, kind of like, don't be so bossy, don't do this. Well, uplift him, do all the things. So I was like trying to do all the things, except for swinging on chandeliers because I might break it. But I tried like all the things, and all the things didn't work.
Hmm.
So then you end up feeling like a failure. You end up feeling like, you failed the marriage. And just quite frankly, like heartbroken. And I think some of us, like, we be knowing the truth, but we don't want to accept the truth. And
Facts.
then you got to really sit with it. You have to sit with it. And one of my therapists back in 2021 said,
Hmm.
Sil, I know you're working on your dissertation, but you're going to have to, like, in chunks, take some time to process what's happening. Because once you're done with it, it's gonna feel like a blow. You're gonna shut down. I was like, no, I'm good. I got kids. Like I know me. Like as much
Hmm.
as like on the outside, I be trying to act like I'm about that thug life. I'm really not. I'm like really sensitive, and I know me. So like things like relationships, like things like that, like they impact me a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
when you're for me, like, and I'm for you, bro. Like I'm riding with you, I'm rocking with you no matter what. And
Hmm.
then when there's a shift in that like really like shuts me down, like it really breaks me or whatever. So that ultimate heartbreak. Part of me felt like though my heart was broken since 2015 though.
Hmm.
You get what I'm saying? I think in 22 it was just like now you have the truth. You got to sit in it. And then once I got that approval in August, I thought I was going to hit the ground running. Okay, do the business stuff, coaching, and all of that. We're gonna write a book, yay, empower people. Yeah,
Hmm.
nah. Like that, yo. It was like I felt like my adrenaline was
Hmm.
pumping. Get this thing finished. Once that was done, it was like I was just like a shell. So between August and like last December, I don't say even till my birthday,
Okay.
I was like so dissociated. I wasn't here at all because I had to sit with the last decade, and that was a lot. That was a lot.
Hmm. Yeah, I was gonna ask you like, what did your journey to healing look like? But it looks like you're still, because we're all still on it.
hmm Still on it. I'm willing to like walk on it with somebody. I'm there. I'm there. It's definitely still on it. I think that for the most part, and I know this sounds cliche, but honestly, if it wasn't for
Hmm.
God, bruh, I'd be a city girl.
Sylvie.
Nah, no, because that's you get hurt. Everybody copes differently.
Okay.
Everybody lashes out their own way. For
Hmm.
me, it was like I've been deprived. Like I fled. I was heartbroken. You just get to a point where you feel so numb. You don't care.
Hmm.
You just don't care. But I said it in another live. When you start thinking about your kids, when you start thinking about legacy, when you start thinking about like, bro, I'm out here really trying to break generational curses, trying to shift patterns. I'm trying to close some doors. I can't let my actions go open it because now it's beyond
Hmm.
me. I got 4 kids to worry about. Like it
Oh,
has to be
yes.
bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? Do I get itchy for stuff? Yeah. But I gotta pick purpose over the P and destiny over the D. I can't be like Dora the Explorer out here letting swipe some things. You know what I'm saying? I gotta
Yes, ma'am.
I can't.
I can't.
So, I
Yes,
can't.
it's
But I'm
funny
still
you said
healing.
that.
I'm still
Yes,
healing.
that's good. It's funny you say that because I remember there's this one of the pastors, his wife, after church, usually she when she sees me, she always goes out her way to talk to me, and she's asking me all these questions, like if I was dating. I was like, no, I'm not. And then she was like, you don't have needs? I was just like, wait.
Keep it real, First Lady. She know.
I was like, wait a minute. Like, yeah, that threw me off. But for the fact that she even asked me that was hilarious to me. But yes, I get it.
Listen, I'm not gonna sugarcoat that because I remember growing up.
Hmm.
We couldn't talk about that.
No.
Growing up, I couldn't say boyfriend at home. If we said that word,
Okay.
we would get in major trouble. So it was like a lot of like,
Really?
oh girl, yeah, we couldn't say boyfriend. We were very sheltered. We couldn't like.
Hmm.
I didn't have no sex talks with my mom. First time I got my period, I thought I was. I was like 9, 8, 9. I thought I
Hmm.
was dying, and the only talk I got was, "All right, cool. If you get pregnant, I'm flushing your baby out, flushing your baby down the toilet. I'm throwing you out the window." So that was like my. So like I said, when I'm saying I'm not for these streets, like I'm still scared of that, right? But
Wow.
yeah, no, girl, we're gonna talk about it because it's real. This is why people be going through stuff because we can't talk about it. No,
Hmm.
we're gonna talk about it. I have needs. I be getting the itch, but I have to like choose God.
I can't.
Praise the Lord. Thank you, baby Jesus.
What did your relationship with God look like while you were going through all of this?
Honestly, I
Hmm.
think that's what like kept me for
Hmm.
sure. That's definitely what kept me. In I want to say 2021, I had to take a sabbatical from like church and ministry and everything,
Okay.
just because working on the manuscript and doing, I just couldn't. I couldn't. Um, and I felt like that was like really dark for me. That was like a dark,
Mm.
very dark space for me. I didn't realize it like now I do, but really dark space. Like when I say numb,
Mm.
yeah, I was definitely numb. So everybody's different. For me, like my expression of my love for God is to serve and to be active in ministry and stuff like that. So I had to like pick back up January of 22. I was like, all right, guys, I'm not done. I don't know how this is gonna work with my schedule, but I'm back because I can't, I just can't. But God is what like that's what kept me. That's what kept my heart. Even now, that's what keeping me from being bitter. Because sometimes I have my angry moments. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm.
Sometimes I like wake up. Like last week, I literally had a moment. Like I was
Mm.
done with like paperwork for the day. It was like 1 a.m. And I just sat there and I literally started busting out crying. I'm like, chick, why are you crying? And I was like, but life wasn't supposed to be like this. And
Mm.
it's honestly, it wasn't that deep. I think I'm pretty dope. It really wasn't that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not supposed to be living at my mom's house. Like,
Mm.
we're supposed to be living at our house. Like, sometimes the kids to this day will be like, Mom, I miss the blue house. I miss my room. I miss the
Oh.
pinstripes. They miss having, their space and stuff like that. And that makes, oh, like, that still gets to me.
Mm.
Because a lot of what we do is for our kids. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, for
Yes.
me, if it was just for me, I'd be living out in a condo. I'm real simple. It's never that deep for me. You get what I'm saying? But you
Hmm.
dream bigger and want to do more just for
Yes.
your kids. And to see that we took so many, like, this is like centuries back for me. You get what I'm saying?
Mm.
Progress wise. And for them to still be asking about like the old house, like that. Yo, if anything's gonna impede on my healing journey, it's gonna be that. It's gonna be that. You get what I'm saying? Because it just wasn't that deep. It wasn't that serious. Like, it's like just make the choice to do better, make the choice to be good. Like if you're with someone, just do what you gotta do. Like, it just wasn't that deep.